Hey, Ukraine, big stuff going on there.
Yeah, the revolution
Apparently,
is over.
Is it? I
they're
don't
they're
buy it.
claiming that they just repelled Russian forces and pro-Russian militia groups from their territories, like as if there was some sort of battle and the Russians were invading the Ukraine.
Did you not see the Russian helicopters headed to the Ukraine?
I don't watch TV.
Neither do I. It was on Reddit. Let me see if I can
Ooh,
find
well,
it.
I haven't been on Reddit today. I've been playing Skyrim all day actually.
One Ukrainian official claimed late on Friday that 2,000 Russian troops had arrived in Crimea,
Crimea.
Crimea, during the course of the day in 13 Russian aircraft.
Check this out.
Oh, I want to see this.
I'll put it on my screen too. You can see it gets better at like 15, 20 seconds in. And you're like, oh, look, here come like 4 Russian helicopters. Oh, wait, there's like 4 more behind that. Oh, wait. And it's just like, oh, my goodness. You know what a helicopter with a minigun can do?
Oh, damn.
A lot more than the police with riot gear.
A lot more than the police with riot gear. And they just keep coming and coming and coming. And, assuming this is more than just troop transport, assuming that these things have, and some of them clearly have offensive capability. I'm looking at the guns. They look like Apaches almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are like attack helicopters.
Yeah.
They'd be called cobras in Russian.
They're called what, you said?
Cobras.
Cobras, okay.
Are you sure?
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Doesn't sound very Russian.
You have the EH-64 Apache, and then you have the Cobra in Hind D.
No, the
That's
Cobra,
what
I think, is an American one. The Cobra was
No, Cobra
was the Huey with rockets on it.
Let me see.
Was the original Cobra. I think the Hind is the Russian attack helicopter. It's like a flying tank. It's insane.
So anyway, helicopters pouring into the Ukraine now. And I guess that maybe they're what they repelled? I'm not sure.
That's crazy.
American media has totally made the people who are rebelling against their government out to be innocent. Right? Like, oh, look at them. The police are shooting them. They're snipers. They have, rubber bullets and stuff. Dude, the protesters are at war too. Like, it goes both ways. The protesters have guns. The protesters have Molotov cocktails. The protesters are not messing around.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was like, hey, look, there is what looks like it could be the start of a civil war over in the Ukraine. Instead of, oh my God, these police are bullying protesters.
Yeah, especially
behind.
That looks insane. That's like, because you go to air shows and you see stuff like that, but actual looking at military machines doing what they were intended to do in a non like screwing around capacity it's pretty surreal. But Woody, there are videos of they were the special operations version of the Ukrainian Kiev police under the direct control, I believe, of the acting government. But there are videos of clearly unarmed protesters being shot and killed and just going lights out. And it's some pretty moving stuff.
Hiding behind like thin aluminum trash can lids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what is it with the shields that the protesters have.
A lot of them were they got them from the police, like from the riot cops.
Well, they might be legit shields, but I see them with ever see like the plastic 55-gallon drum type things?
Mm-hmm.
It's like they cut that and make a shield out of it. It's a piece of plastic. Unless someone's throwing a rock at them, it offers no protection whatsoever.
But I was wrong. This is the helicopter, the Mi-24. That's what Russia uses now.
Yeah. Let's see, what is that? Oh, that's some serious business right there. Wow. Isn't that cool that we can make things do that?
What, destroy things?
No, that's a flying machine that uses turbines to drive 2 different propellers to create lift, and then we can control it and make it do what we want, kind of.
That is a war machine. That's what a literal war machine looks like.
I'll be right back. You guys carry on.
No, it changed its name to War Machine. That's what it did.
I'm just saying, but think about it.
I think that the guy named War Machine is a literal war machine.
I don't think he could take one of these M24s here, Kyle.
Or no? Is he?
You can go to Russia, probably buy one.
You think he could take one of these Mi-24s? I think it would just shoot him.
As long as it was hand to hand, no weapons.
Yeah, he's just running up and punching the airframe of it. Just, but what?
You ever see like some of those Iraqi ones with our Apaches, and like you see these guys are standing around talking, and it's like you see dirt kick up beside them, and they don't even know the helicopter's there. It's so
they can't even
fucking
hear
far
it.
away. They're
Yeah,
getting
there
their
are some-
shit ruined.
Yeah, there's some great videos on there of Apache gunships. The AC-130 footage is really cool. There's a lot of combat footage.
almost
on
makes
there
you
that's really
feel
good. I like
bad
the
for
aircraft
them.
stuff. Well, yeah, you never. And sometimes you can see that they're up to no good. Like there's one where you watch them place like a roadside bomb, and then it goes up, and they're like discussing whether they should shoot them or not, and then the bomb goes off like accidentally and kills them, and they're like, oh, never mind.
Wow.
But this thing said they built 2,300 of these Mi-24s, and there's like, what is that? Almost 12 in that one country. So they're putting some serious devotion into whatever's happening.
Well, yeah, they're separate countries now. This is no longer the USSR just moving around the USSR. This is,
this is
Ukraine
military
a separate-
helicopters moving over across, rival
Sovereign.
borders. That's what this is.
I don't know, man. Things could get really interesting in the Ukraine.
It's going to be really fucking genocide. What's going to happen?
Well, but I mean,
I don't think Ukraine has a military force, does it?
I bet it does.
yeah.
Why would they let these guys just fly in over their airspace like this without contesting?
Well, they're certainly not as big as the Russian military, I would assume. And there's kind of a whole, the government has been overthrown. The body that controls the arms that is the military is in complete disarray right now.
Yeah,
That's probably why the Russians are
Putin
capitalizing.
wants to put him a Russian guy right there and be like, oh, you're
So I think the Ukraine is positioned right between Russia and Europe. And traditionally, the Ukraine has kind of been aligned with Russia, right? They're not a NATO country. They're like, maybe they were part of the Soviet Union. And now Russia's Russia, Ukraine's Ukraine. But the people of Ukraine are kind of divided. Some want to become a Western country and join NATO, and some want to stay with Russia. And that's what the Civil War is about.
You think this could spark World War III?
No.
I mean, little countries what started the first two.
I hear you, but it seems like the Ukraine does this every couple of years. There's always some sort of unrest over there, and it either gets squashed or they just back off. I mean, I don't think the West wants to fight about Ukraine.
It's not in the West, it's NATO.
That's the West.
I guess you could construe them as the West. I consider us being the West.
Yeah. So, but yeah, anyway, crazy stuff going on over there. And, the gun enthusiasts in America, can't wait for that shit to happen. But I think the people over there are not enjoying it.
Yeah, I don't think
It's not
there
going
was,
well over there.
No
I
one-
did see when they took the president's mansion or whatever, they were playing on his golf course and hanging out in his house. That was funny.
That's always kind of surreal, isn't it? Like when stuff like that happened, like when the American troops went into Iraq and suddenly we're in his palace and stuff. And it's like, well, huh. You can just disrespect his palace because you beat him in a war. Those are the rules.
Yeah, you lost. It was really weird. I saw a picture of there were protesters, dead protesters, because you were talking about how it's not fun really for anybody, despite what American gun nuts say over here. It was really just a creepy thing, or eerie to see that there were these bodies and you could still see they weren't, they were still. You could tell a couple hours earlier in the day they were like, "I'm ready to fight a revolution," and the bodies were covered in a bed sheet over their upper halves, but you could still see they had knee pads and camo pants and stuff, and it was just it's like they were ready. They died. That is somebody dying there or dead for a revolutionary cause, and it was.
It's weird to see dead people, isn't it? You know what gets me? The pictures of them actively dying. So, if I see death afterwards, I'm kind of desensitized to it. But I remember this guy, I think he was doing a BMX jump off a half pipe. over the Great Wall of China, and it didn't work out. And the picture was everywhere of him, like, I think, like, they do a BMX backflip. They kind of arch their back, and it helps guide the bike around. And you could see him looking backwards, like where he was going to stick his landing. And this was on like Yahoo, Google, front page of everything. It was like this really big stunt that he was doing that didn't go well. To see him looking at the ground to stick his landing, and I just wonder what's going through his head. I think that's when he's discovering, oh no, I'm not going to hit this landing. I am not on course to land where I want to land. And I'm watching pre-death, and it's so spooky because the guy died. He didn't make his jump. It's over.